The water and wisdom god Enki appears in Sumerian mythology as a playful deity in his youth, involved in multiple relationships. As much as he is known for his intelligence and wisdom, he is the water god who would be the supreme medical lord. Water is the first element of life and the oldest substance that existed before the universe's details emerged, and from it, humans were created. The god Enki, a descendant of Apsu, the ancient aquatic deity about whom we know little in Sumerian theology and mythology, is accompanied by his consort Ninhursag, the mother goddess and earth goddess. The myth of Enki and Ninhursag in Dilmun tells us of successive theogonic processes that occurred early in creation and formation, where the gods still lived in paradise, still stumbled upon their mistakes or sins, and humans were not yet created. The legend begins with the description of Dilmun, where the god Enki and the goddess Ninhursag settled. In this land, there was no evil, ugliness, old age, or disease. Everything was abundant except for fresh river water, which was necessary to fertilize the land. The gods requested Enki to provide this water. Enki, in turn, asked Utu, the sun god, for assistance in bringing fresh water to that land. Utu complied, and springs and wells filled with fresh water erupted, making Dilmun's land fertile. The Sumerian tablets describe how Enki opened water channels and filled them with water from his phallus. He flooded the reed beds, tearing apart the covering that concealed the earth's womb. Enki then declared that no one but him could pass through these marshes. He divided the waters in the name of An, and for the goddess who lay in the marshes and extended herself across them, Enki dedicated his semen and poured it into Ninhursag's womb. After 9 days, equivalent to 9 months, Ninhursag gave birth effortlessly and without pain to Ninsar, the lady of edible plants. As Ninsar grew up, and her father Enki saw her strolling along the marsh, he was taken by her beauty and lay with her, thus beginning Enki's transgressions. He married his daughter, and she bore him Ninima, the lady of the fibrous plants. The incident repeated with his granddaughter, who bore him Utu, the goddess of weaving. At this point, the goddess Ninhursag, Enki's wife, intervened. She warned Utu not to succumb to Enki's temptations unless he brought her fruit as a gift. He did so, and a series of deities were born from Enki: the green plant, the fibrous plant, the dyes, the weaving. Enki, a deity, mated with the goddess Utu, leading to the creation of 8 plant types from his semen, which Ninhursag scattered on earth. Enki gave each plant a name and interpreted their essential nature, with the process turning them into sacred vegetation. Thus, Enki's reckless act of eating from these forbidden plants caused Ninhursag's anger and her departure from civilization after she turned her life-giving gaze away from him, leaving Enki facing death. The assembly of gods mourned, but a fox went to Enlil and asked for a reward in exchange for convincing Ninhursag to return. The fox succeeded in convincing Ninhursag to return to Enki, who had become ill with 8 diseases due to eating the previously mentioned forbidden poisonous plants. Ninhursag began to examine him and asked what pained him. He listed 8 areas: the head, the hair, the nose, the mouth, the throat, the arm, the rib, the shoulders. Goddess Ninhursag then created 8 deities for each disease in the aforementioned parts, and thus the god Enki was healed of his ailments. He then determined the fates of these 8 deities for other tasks, in addition to their medical or healing roles.